Two brilliant minds of the last century, Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison, stood as titans of electrical engineering. But beneath the groundbreaking innovations, a fierce rivalry brewed. This was no ordinary competition. It became known as the War of the Currents. But was it really just about electricity, or was something darker at play? Today, we unravel the shocking feud that not only shaped the future of electricity, but forever changed the course of history. Let's start at the beginning. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in a tiny rural village called Smiljan in what's now Croatia. He was said to have a photographic memory, could memorize entire books, and had this wild ability to visualize inventions in his mind without even drawing them out. People around him thought he was either a genius or slightly mad. He was obsessed with electricity from a young age, imagining incredible machines powered by forces no one else could even understand at the time. Thomas Edison, on the other hand, was born in 1847 in Milan, Ohio, far from the mysterious lands of Tesla's youth. Unlike Tesla, Edison wasn't the silent, mysterious type. He was a hustler, a businessman, and a self-made inventor. Edison was practical, driven by profits, and had a rather uncanny knack for taking credit for the work of others. Tesla, however, didn't know how to bring his big thoughts under the spotlight and had mental health issues like OCD, which really made his life difficult. But how does a guy like Nikola Tesla end up crossing paths with Thomas Edison, the big-shot American inventor? Tesla, fascinated by the potential of electricity, spent years studying engineering and physics in Europe and made his way to the US in 1884, carrying little more than a letter of introduction and a mind full of electric dreams. That letter was from Tesla's former boss, Charles Batchelor, who happened to know Thomas Edison quite well. Batchelor's message to Edison was simple: "I know two great men, and you are one of them. The other is this young man." Pretty bold statement, right? So of course, Edison had to meet this mysterious Tesla. And here's where things get juicy. Edison was already a big name by then and was building an empire around direct current DC electricity. So, when Tesla entered the picture with his thick accent and wild ideas about alternating current AC, Edison probably didn't see him as much of a threat. Tesla was hired immediately to work at Edison Machine Works. And this is where things got complicated. Tesla began working for Edison's company in 1884, but the two didn't exactly hit it off. Edison saw Tesla as this eccentric dreamer, while Tesla thought Edison was stuck in his ways and too focused on money. Edison even promised Tesla a huge reward if he could improve his DC generator system. Tesla did, but Edison never paid up, laughing it off as a joke. Could this moment have been the spark that ignited their fiery feud? According to another story, Edison promised Tesla $50,000 prize money if he could do his bidding. Now, this much money may sound like a lot, but back then in 1884, it was huge, around $1,460,000. The company didn't even make this much money, and the manager was stingy with pay. Anyways, Tesla worked tirelessly and came up with a way to fix them and handed his solutions over to Edison, who instead of compensating him, simply laughed it off. He reportedly said, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." Imagine Tesla's frustration. He felt deceived and disrespected. That was the breaking point. He left Edison's company in just 6 months. This wasn't just any resignation, folks. It was the beginning of what will become much bigger. Before I tell you more about it, please take 2 seconds to help me out. Hit like and subscribe if you are enjoying the video so far. Thank you. Now back to the video. Tesla believed AC was the future of electricity, cheaper, safer, and capable of traveling longer distances. Edison, on the other hand, was already heavily invested in DC and wasn't about to let Tesla's ideas ruin his business. Thus, the War of Currents was born. Both men would stop at nothing to prove they were right. Edison had the upper hand in making his way, and so he used different tactics to prove himself and his ideas right. So why was there a debate between AC and DC after all? That was the time when it was being decided which kind of current would become the standard electricity system. DC, which Edison loved, flows in one direction, kind of like a straight line. But the problem was it couldn't travel far without losing power. Tesla's AC, on the other hand, could change direction constantly, and because of that, AC could be sent over long distances with way less energy loss. So, while DC was great for short distances, AC was the game changer that could power entire cities. Edison even went as far as electrocuting animals with AC in public to show how dangerous it was, and even suggested it be used for severe punishments like death sentences. Imagine seeing your invention used in such a brutal way just to destroy your reputation and scare the general public away. It must have felt like a personal attack on Tesla. The rivalry between the two geniuses didn't just end with one of them backing down. It got intense and became very personal. While Tesla's AC was better for long-distance power distribution, Edison had a lot of money and effort already into his DC suggestion. So, he went as far as he could to establish DC as the main electric system. But here's where things started to turn. Tesla teamed up with an industrialist called George Westinghouse. He saw the potential in Tesla and his ideas and became a huge supporter of AC. Westinghouse bought the patent for Tesla's AC, and together, they went after some big contracts, including the one to power the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. Winning that bid was a massive blow to Edison and his DC empire. Tesla and Westinghouse lit up the entire fair with AC power, proving once and for all that it was the superior system. It was a huge moment, not just for Tesla, but for the future of electricity. This was a big blow for Edison, and he didn't take it well. In fact, this whole rivalry left a mark on his career. Eventually, even his own company started shifting toward AC, and Edison ended up stepping away from the electricity business altogether. He lost the battle, but it wasn't just about the currents anymore. The feud had gone beyond technology. Tesla saw Edison as a ruthless businessman who cared more about profits than true innovation. Edison, on the other hand, probably saw Tesla as a threat to everything he had built. Edison may have been a genius everywhere else, but this fight wasn't his to win. If DC had become the norm back then, our electric supply would be a lot more limited. DC power can't travel long distances without losing energy, so we would have needed tons of power stations close to homes and businesses. Imagine a city with a power station on almost every corner. It also would have been more expensive to generate and distribute electricity. While the war of currents officially ended with AC taking over, the personal feud between Tesla and Edison never really went away. Even though they were both geniuses in their own right, their different visions, personalities, and approaches to invention kept them at odds. Let me tell you about another of their indirect disputes. You see, Tesla and Guglielmo Marconi were both working to develop radio technology in the late 19th century. Tesla filed his first radio-related patents in the 1890s, using high-frequency waves to send signals wirelessly. But Marconi, who was an Italian, was backed by some aristocrats and none other than Thomas Edison. Marconi took Tesla's ideas, tweaked them, and sent the first transatlantic radio signal in 1901, which made him famous. A lot of Marconi's tech was already there in Tesla's patent. But then again, he had the upper hand, and with some political maneuvering, it was Marconi who got all the credit. He even went on to win the Nobel Prize for radio, while Tesla got nothing. Tesla sued, and finally, in 1943, the US Supreme Court ruled that Tesla was the true inventor of the radio. But by then, the damage was done. Marconi had already taken the glory. So I guess it's not just about being a genius. You need some serious backing to really make it. Tesla had the brains, but Edison had the resources and the right connections. Edison was also far richer than Tesla. He built a vast fortune from his inventions and businesses, becoming one of America's first celebrity entrepreneurs. Tesla, on the other hand, died broke in 1943. Sometimes, success is all about who's in your corner, not just your brains. So tell me, what do you think about this famous rivalry between two of the most famous inventors? Write it down below. Want to know more about Nikola Tesla's life? Check out the video on the screen now, and I'll see you there.